Another highly requested film breakdown today. We're going to be looking over 4-star top 100 Nebraska offensive line commit Grant Brix coming out of Iowa, and we'll go over the good, the bad, but most importantly, the things that we are super excited to see in the next 4 to 5 years as Nebraska Cornhusker. Man, I'm super excited for this one. Without further ado, before we get into it, if you like the content, please hit the like button along with subscribing to the channel. We have had 20 straight days of 20 Husker videos, and we're just getting started, folks. So if you could do those two things, that would really help out the channel. But without further ado, let's get into Brix. All right, let's start this one off. So if you're not familiar with the formatting, we do purely his highlights first, the best of his best from his senior year, and then we get to a rep-by-rep film basis, and that's where we can decipher between the good and the bad. So let's start this one off. And as always, this is the first time I've seen this. Oh, that was just demolition. Well, give that a second look. By the way, he wears number 66, so watch out for that. But it's one thing to pancake a guy going downhill. It's another thing to just demolish a dude the second you get off the line of scrimmage. Wow. Now he's going downhill in the run game. Pancake, yep. So one thing I'm going to want to note in this film, and I talked about this when we were looking over Gibson Pyle, is that we want to see some clips in the pass pro. A lot of these guys, especially offensive linemen, they have a bunch of run clip highlights because that's where you get your pancakes. You're going downhill, you're being aggressive, but a lot of times there's not clips of him in the pass pro because that's the dirty work. You're backpedaling, and it's not as flashy. So you like to see that. Hopefully there's a couple clips of that in here. And it also doesn't help given the fact that a lot of times these high school teams, they run the ball 60%, 75%, 80% of the time. And going down hill here, really good vision. I said this about Pyle, but the same thing goes for Brix. I mean, he's just a big nasty. Looks at that 6'5", 280, probably going to be 300 pounds by the time it's fall. Just a big nasty. Plays until the whistle's over, even a little bit after. And same thing there, man. Playing till after the whistle. We'll go back to this real quick. So look at that. First gets off the block. Blocked man, gets off the block, makes a second block, pancakes him. Yeah, nice play. One thing that I've already been so impressed about him in the run game is that he has no momentum. You get off from the line of scrimmage and you're already pushing guys 5 yards, 10 yards back. It's really easy to push guys back when you have a full head of steam behind you, but when you have no momentum, that's where it's just pure strength, baby. They're playing D-line. Nice. Just bull rush. But yeah, early on, a lot of running highlights. We'll see if there's any pass pro. This is what I love to see. And this is exactly how you teach a lineman, right? Let's go back to this. Finish the block. You get into the ground. Then you go on top of him. Finish the play. Can't get up. Exactly how you teach him. Okay, we'll go back to this. This is a completely busted play. Completely botched. But Brix does his job over here, pancakes another guy. Kind of just looking for a man to find. Ending their touchdown. So watch him right here. Again, Pyle drives him 5 yards back. Every single time. One thing it'll be interesting to see, we saw this in Gibson Pyle's film, but he had a lot of pull blocks where they take him and they move him to the left-hand side, and he has basically a downhill block on a guy. We haven't seen a lot of that. We're just seeing standard one-on-one blocking. You block the guy right in front of you. So it'll be interesting to see if his team has any packages like that where they have him in a motion going across the field on a pull block. Or, again, haven't seen a single pass block right now, for better or worse. Nice job to contain there, right there. Fill the gap. Exactly how they teach him. Try to make a gap right here. Filled it. A gap for a defensive player. Excuse me. Nothing to write home about. Okay, we'll go back to this. Oh my goodness, just took out a guy. Looking for a man to block. Psh, too easy. Brings him down. I mean, this is the epitome of watching basically an 18-year-old play around with children. That's how he looks on this field. We're looking at a guy who is about a 300-pounder playing with guys who are about 200 pounds, just demolishing them. Same thing there. All right, we're going to watch a couple more clips, maybe about 3 or 4 more. I really want to see if he has any pass pro highlights. If not, we'll get to his film. Man, that's just a wrecking ball is a good way to put it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, just too easy. Literally. By the way, horrendous block by this guy right here. But Grant Brix there on the D-line blocking this field goal, or extra point, I should say. Gets across, puts his hands up. I'm 6'5". Easy work. Okay, we'll go back to this. Basically just tackled this guy. Look at this. Yeah, come on. You can't really get away with that in Big Ten play, I'll tell you that. But good job here. Look at those legs. Look at his job to keep the legs moving here on this block. Number 66 keeps the legs churning and then brings him down. All right. Okay. We'll watch one more here. Yep, nice rep. So, I might skip through. We'll see if there's any pass pro. I don't think there's going to be any. That's usually the way it is. Yeah. So, a lot of runs here. Hopefully, we see some in this film. Let's get into that right now. Okay, let's get to his rep-by-rep film. Quick disclaimers, we're going to be watching it on 0.5 speed, which basically goes a little bit slower, so we can kind of break down the play. Watch out for number 66. Second disclaimer, again, sorry for the quality of the video. I always say this, when you're breaking down high school athletics, the video you're going to get kind of looks like a potato, so we'll fight through it. And he's usually at that right tackle spot, so watch around here where my cursor is. I'll try to point him out for you. So here's a pass pro highlight right there on that outside. We'll go back to that. Finally, we saw a pass pro clip. So not a great angle there at right tackle. We can't exactly see his backpedaling. But he does. I'll tell you this, there's not much backpedaling to be done. He basically blocks this like he's in the run game. So, again, another thing he needs to work on. And this is not only for him, right? I said this about Gibson Pyle. I said this about basically every single offensive line commit we've ever had, is that usually they're always better in the run game. Because when you're in high school football, 80-90% of your teams, they run all the time. They run every single play. So they're not very experienced in that department. They don't know how to backpedal very well. They don't have the best footwork in pass pro. That's something that can be taught very quickly. But it's those characteristics that Grant Brix already has, such as just his freaking bulldozer ability that makes him the way he is as a 4-star recruit. There, another pass pro. Again, he doesn't backpedal at all, is what happens. He just picks up his man right away, which isn't, again, you can get away with that in high school football when you're 6'5", 280 and a 4-star recruit All-American. But yeah, something he needs to work on. Again, right there, I'm trying to point out him with my cursor, just trying to find a man to block. Actually, so I will say this, compared to Pyle, his vision is a little worse. He's often down the field, basically just trying to find anybody he can to block. And right there just kind of gets caught up. Yeah, that was the rest of the other O-line's fault right there. We'll go back to it. But it collapsed. It's right here. Gets out. Meets him head on. Ooh. Lost rep. Okay. Something to watch. So this is a play action pass. Another pass pro. He does not backpedal. And he basically, again, he addresses this like it's a run block. And then because of which, quick swim move, and this guy's off of him. So he lost his rep here. I don't know if this guy ended up getting the tackle. But yeah, that's basically one of the first or second bad reps here from Grant Brix. Nice contain there on the edge. I like the other angle when they're going from left to right better because you can see him head on. When they're going right to left, you can barely see him over the line. So here we go, right here in the run game. Finds a man, drives him back 5 yards, and then kind of loses control. But that's all right. That's a 1 rep. Pass pro. Maybe got away with a little bit of a hold here. Nah, never mind. That's pretty clean. Just a bunch of hand fighting. Again, sorry about the quality. This is not great, folks. Not to mention the fact, him and pass pro again, not to mention the fact that he is in a lower level of Iowa high school football, so this is kind of a smaller town. They do not have the best camera equipment, I'll say that. The fact that so the running back's helping out in the pass pro, you'd think they would trust Grant Brix enough to have this a one-on-one. But I think the running back is just trying to find a man to block. But again, we'll go back to this. Doesn't backpedal. You're at that tackle spot. You need to backpedal. It's not great. It's just not great. I will be interested to see his All-American film, which we'll get into next. We'll get into his All-American game film, and I'm sure there's a lot more pass pro there that we could take from this. Another nice rep there in the run game. Right here, number 66. Just lost his man again. I mean, the last couple of clips, just nothing to write home about. Really, again, solid. It's all right. Not been overly impressed, though. Nice block there going downhill. Ooh, that's not the way you want to end this. We'll watch that again. So right here on the edge, he's kind of being covered up. Right here guarding this man. Has trouble with him a little bit. Yeah, okay. So that was his high school film. It was all right. Now let's get to his All-American game film. All right, let's get into his All-American game that happened this last Saturday. He's currently playing at right guard in most of these clips, number 66. It should also be noted that Gibson Pyle is also on the field for a lot of these. He's playing left guard mostly at number 77. So we'll also kind of give some advice on him, or not advice, but break down his film. All right, we're going to give the main focus, though, to Grant Brix, given the video. But nice block here, concealing the edge, getting downhill. And again, this should be noted. When he's playing, in the film we just watched, he's playing guys who are probably never going to play football again, right? He's playing 4-star, 5-star, 3-star guys. Like really, really top-end dudes. We're going to watch this a little slower. So they're in the pass pro. They're at right guard. Just got beat, man. But it was a quick pass. Nice job in the run game. But a guy gets off his block and makes a tackle. You gotta drive your man to the right-hand side because you're trying to create a hole for your running back through that A gap. He kind of failed. He failed to do so. Again, good block initially. Better play by the defensive lineman to get off the block and make a play and fill the hole. Yeah. I will say this about Grant Brix. Early on, I'm already seeing through his lack of technique through the pass pro that, yes, he probably should be a guard because he plays like a guard in the pass pro. So should be noted that he is playing guard here, which I think is probably his better position. Almost, yeah, he got beat there. Another quick pass on the pass pro, but quickly just got beat with a swim move, but the center was there to pick it up immediately. Nice rep in the run game. So there it is. The running back is trying to explode through that C gap. You set up the counter. Nice play to seal it off. Right here at right guard. Nice play concept, I will say, but yeah, this number 95 comes around and he just didn't pick him up immediately. But another, again, quick pass. See a lot of these quick passes where it doesn't really matter that he's getting beat on this pass pro. Good block. Good block. Unfortunately, I mean, is that Carter Nelson who got the catch? Yep, that's Carter Nelson, folks. Nice little running catch there by Carter Nelson. But I will say this, that was not a great rep again from Brix in the pass pro. Already we're seeing a lot of help that's being needed by the center, which is something you wouldn't expect with a four-star top 100 player. And again, I don't want it to sound like I'm being too negative on Grant Brix. We'll get to it in my analysis. This dude is a stud, guys. Great in the run game. It's expected for him to be not as polished in the pass pro. That's expected. I wasn't expecting him to be elite in that department. But, yeah. This is just disappointing. Again, another play. Again, I love these little concepts here, these pass rush concepts where it's basically a weave where this guy comes around. But I've seen this too much early on where Grant Brix is just getting misdirection on, and he doesn't have anybody to block. Doesn't have a single guy to block. Okay, looks like... Okay, I think these next couple clips are only of Gibson Pyle. So we'll just watch them just for fun. But I believe Gibson Pyle's there at that left guard spot. Nice job. Oh, just got beat right at the end. Great job by Pyle. Almost gave up a sack, but to stay with that play. Okay, so got drove back. This was a one rep by the defensive lineman, don't get me wrong, but he could have let go of that rep and gave up a sack, and he did a good job to stay with it. Okay, I think Brix is back in the game. We'll have to check here real quick. I believe Brix is there at left guard again. No, that's Pyle. That is Pyle. Nice block by Gibson. Okay, now Brix is back. So Brix is now at right guard. Or no, he's always been at right guard, but he just got back in the ball game. So watching this rep, again, just lost the rep. You fell down. You're trying to get him on the edge here, and you just I don't know what you're doing here, man. Pass pro, needs the center's help, but one rep. Nice job. Watch here. Pass pro. Fell down. Man, that's this is not pretty, folks. Okay, good rep, but okay. I don't even want to say it's a good rep. It wasn't a good rep, but it was one of his better reps, which is saying a lot. Got beat with a spin move, pocket collapsed. Good job here by the quarterback to get out of it. Let's watch this again. This is pass pro. A lot of hand fighting going on, but worked out pretty well. Won this rep on a quick pass. He doesn't do a great job concealing the edge. I'll say that. Watch here. A lot of hand fighting. This guy's trying to get to the outside on a swim move and is doing just that. Good block. There you go. There's a win. There's a win for Grant Brix. There is a win, folks. Nice job. A lot of pass broke and just not great footwork, not great backpedaling. Needs the center's help, but got away with it. Got beat. Got beat, folks. They're in the run department at right guard. Watch. This is the last clip. And just goes off the block, man. And fell down. And then basically gave up a tackle. This guy ended up wrapping him up. So that was an All-American game. Now let's get to my overall takes. Okay, that was Grant Brix's film. A lot of pros. There were some cons, though. And let's start off with the cons, right? Let's talk about the All-American game. Yes, it was not Grant Brix's best performance. I will say this, however. You're playing against a bunch of more studs. This is the first time in his entire career he's played against 4 stars on the other side of the football, right? So, yeah, you're not going to see a great performance. We've seen a lot of good Husker commits go in the All-American game and not play very well. Malachi Coleman, a complete stud. He went to the All-American game last year, did not have a single catch, right? We've seen a lot of guys who are Husker commits go to the All-American game and just not do very well. It's not an indication on their talent. We know Grant Brix is super talented, folks. It's just one of those days, and it wasn't his day, man. But let's get into the pros first. So first off, I mean, he's a dog in the run game, right? Going downhill, pushes guys back. Gibson Pyle in his film, he did go downhill a lot. He had those pull blocks. We didn't see that much in Grant Brix' film, just basically one-on-one blocking, and he pulled guys 5-10 yards back with absolutely no momentum. That shows you his strength. That shows you his ability in the run game. Other than that, good vision. He oftentimes gets downfield and finds a man to block far away from the football. A lot of times that's needed. You don't want to just stand around. So really like that. And then another pro, things you can't teach, guys. 6'5", 300 pounds. Pure muscle. He's really built. Not a lot of bad weight on him. Very, very big pro right there. A lot of times these offensive linemen get to campus and they have, they're 300, 310 pounds, but they have a bunch of bad weight. He has a bunch of good weight. So that's a great, great addition. That means he's going to be in position to play early. Now let's get to the cons. Yeah, the pass pro. It was not very good. I believe that Grant Brix should probably be a guard. He's a lot more physical there. I think his pass pro ability definitely translates more to that guard position. You need to backpedal a lot more at tackle. He doesn't do a great job concealing the edge. Got beat a lot on swim moves by a DT, by a edge rusher, so that's not awesome. He just doesn't have a lot of experience being a pass pro type of lineman either. Again, I will say this. That is a problem you have with every single Nebraska offensive line commit. All these guys basically focus on being a rush heavy team, right? Their offensive line is all focused on stopping the run because their team is running it 90, 80% of the game. So that's not, a rare thing to have. That's not a rare con to have. I talked about the same thing with Gibson Pyle. So I know a lot of people might overreact. This is not a thing to overreact about. This can be developed. It's not a big deal. But other than that, man, this was very, very impressive stuff. Just got to work on that footwork. Got to work in the pass pro. In the run game department, very good. Is he a 4-star? Yes. Would I say he's a top 100 recruit? Probably not. I'd say he's about a top 200 recruit, but again, that's not a slight on him. He is a very good player, folks, and he's going to be a very good player at Nebraska. I'm really pumped up. So him and Gibson Pyle, that's going to be a dynamic duo for years to come. So let me know what you think about Grant Brix's film down below. Were you impressed? And everything else in between. But as always, folks, let me know who else you want to see in this film reaction series. And as always, go Big Red, go Mountain Rural, and see you next one.